We do have new moves, though, and we want to document more of those for us. Bill Baruch joins us now because he has made several, including buying more of one of today's leaders, and that is NVIDIA. Probably the reason in and of itself, while tech is one of the only two sectors in the green today. Why'd you add to this?
If you remember, we did trim NVIDIA back at 130, and I jumped the gun last time I was there on set with you, and we had that post-Fed rally and started buying back some NVIDIA 115 area. So when we saw that move last week, I really do think that there was some capitulation. I mean, we saw the unwind in tech. Everybody's covered it over and over again. But I think that spike in volatility really lays the great groundwork to see a low that could really rally here in the coming weeks and into NVIDIA's earnings report. So I think the setup here is really well. I know Josh has talked about the gap going back to May in the 90s for NVIDIA, and that pinged it last Monday. So after achieving that gap, looking at my high expectations for this earnings report and the good technical setup here, I had to buy some more NVIDIA and top off positions in portfolios when we were trading around $100 to finish out the week.
You bought more Oracle, too. We talked about software at the beginning of our program today, whether it's fundamentals or technicals not shaping up so well, according to some who watch the space. Why'd you buy more of Oracle?
Well, when we leaned in early last week in the names that we really, really love, Meta, Broadcom, and then adding more in NVIDIA, I took a step back and said, where else can I look to add? The technical setup for Oracle is very well. It also covered a gap going back from a couple of months ago. It's actually holding out very well. It's had some really strong earnings over the past couple of quarters. But at the end of the day, they're at the heart of the AI race. They're at the heart of cloud computing and the transition to the cloud. They're signing more contracts. And just the innovation that's going on with that company. You see the headlines today, the contract with AT&T. So I really like what we're seeing here, the setup with Oracle. It's right in the middle of our pack, and I just think topping that position off, as we've seen overall broad selling in the market, it's a good opportunity as we look out to the next couple of months.
Surat, you own Oracle?
I do, and look, we had owned it for a while. It was dead money, but I do think Bill's absolutely right. They have been reinvesting in their business. They are in the sweet spot of cloud. And the space where they are, it's so big now. You see the growth, whether it's Microsoft and you see, Google. I think right space. I like his purchase here.
Bryn, you got NVIDIA, obviously. I think our viewers know that by now very well. But what about buying more here in what's been a reasonably unsettled stock?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said, I think last week, I had closed out all of my covered call positions in NVIDIA. I agree with Bill. I think it got washed out. I have a really nice position in here in NVIDIA, so I don't need to add here. But I really like the price action of NVIDIA going into earnings at the end of the month because there is a lot of concern. There's been some technical damage, and I feel pretty confident that Jensen's going to come out and deliver it because Mark Zuckerberg, Satya, Sundar, across the board have all told us they're buying Elon Musk, all of their chips. And so I think it's going to be a great number. I think that's a really good add at these levels because I think at the end of the month, we start seasonally long, positive quarter for the market. I like NVIDIA here at 109 going into earnings.
All right, Bill, before I let you run, you got two more moves. I think our viewers would be interested in this, too. You bought more Cheniere. Jimmy owns that, but why'd you buy more?
Yeah, they reported last week. The numbers weren't great, but the full-year guidance they raised, and that's a great setup. Another thing to take a look at, not talked about enough right now, is European natural gas. The TTF contract, it's up nearly 50% over the last month. So as prices over there start to rise more and more, it's going to bring more demand because Cheniere really makes their money off of moving natural gas, the transportation of it. So I look at this as being a really great opportunity, and the CEO is really excited for the end of the year.
New purchase for you is CF Industries. This is new, correct?
Yeah, they're a solid fertilizer producer. They're a great multiple right here. Another one that reported last week with strong earnings. So I'm looking at some places. I know I highlight a lot of tech names on here, but we're invested in other places as well. And this is one that I want to lean into with a really strong setup, especially in an industry that was broadly beaten out. They've been outperforming. So I think it's a really great setup after the report. They're going to be a leader in hydrogen as ammonia becomes a more viable option for storage and transportation of hydrogen as a fuel. So I think this is a really important broad play in that material space.
All right, we'll watch it. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. We'll see you soon. That's Bill Baruch with 4 new moves to document.